Morgan peoples, Angry Pagan here. Right. After a very lengthy chat the other night with some friends, I found out, I did not know this, that a member of the Orange Order is a member of the Labour Party, and not just a member of the Labour Party, MP, an MSP, and is deputy leader of the Labour Party in Scotland. We can have a look at this today. I'm not happy about this. Growing up, the Orange, I didn't, I heard bits and pieces about the Orange Order, and none of it was good. So, what we're going to do today is have a look at the Orange Order, and we're going to have a look at the Orange Order in Scotland. Okay. So we'll just look at the wiki page. So, the Loyal Orange Institution, commonly known as the Orange Order, is an international Protestant fraternal order based in Northern Ireland and primarily associates with the Ulster Protestants. It also has lodges in England, Scotland, Wales, and the Republic of Ireland, as well as in parts of the Commonwealth of Nations and the United States. So already I don't like this. Like, this seems very... So what's a Protestant fraternal order? Let's have a look. Fraternal order is a voluntary membership group organised as an order with initiation ritual and traits alluding to religious, chivalric or pseudo-chivalric orders, guilds or secret societies. So, it's a secular purpose, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, it's a Christian, it's a Protestant, it's a Christian, it's a Protestant Christian cult or secret society. Well, it's not a secret society, it's a fraternal order. The Orange Order was founded by Ulster Protestants in County Armagh in 1795 during a period of Protestant Catholic sectarian conflict. As a fraternity sworn to maintain the Protestant ascendancy in Ireland. Now, this is where I have a problem. This is, and there's more to come. I'm just, seeing a little bit further ahead, and there's more to kick off about here, right? This was in 1795. They're like 1800, man. Fucking leave us alone. We're not in the age of fucking religious orders, different Christian religious orders trying to, attain ascendancy. That's not the age we're in anymore. Christianity is not in power here anymore. Not properly. It's waning. Well, it's still in power. Don't get me wrong, but it's waning. The power of Christianity over our state is waning. We know this. Over our society as a whole is waning. We know this because of the amount of atheists in the country now. But that's just the Protestant, a group that is sworn to maintain the Protestant ascendancy, and not just in Ireland. I gather this is in Scotland as well. Is utterly stupid, offensive, and ridiculous. But it's... who is paranoid about Protestant ascendancy these days apart from nutcases? Why is someone from these people in the Labour Party? I can't. I don't like this. The All Ireland Grand Orange Lodge of Ireland was established in 1798. Its name was a tribute to the Dutch-born Protestant King William of Orange, who defeated Catholic King James II in the Williamite Jacobite War of 1689 till 1691. The order is best known for its yearly marches, the biggest of which are held on or around the 12th of July, a public holiday in Northern Ireland. The Orange Order is a conservative, small c conservative, British Unionist and Ulster Loyalist organisation. Thus, it has traditionally opposed Irish nationalism, republicanism, and campaigned against Scottish independence. The order sees itself as defending Protestant civil and religious liberties, whilst critics accuse it of being sectarian, triumphalist, and supremacist. It does not accept non-Protestants as members unless they convert and adhere to its principles, nor does it accept Protestants married to non-Protestants. See, these people, they are some of the most judgmental people. That's why I'm calling a member of the Labour Party, someone who's fairly high up in the Labour Party in Scotland, of being in the Orange Order. We're supposed to be against this shit. It's one thing to be unionist, as was put to me, but it's a completely different thing to be a member of the Orange Order. We are a broad party, yes. I get that. But we cannot be saying that we're broad enough for this. That's hypocritical. I just this really offends me. Orange marches through Catholic neighbourhoods are controversial and have often led to violence, such as the Dumfries conflict. Look, why? This is gonna fucking really get to me, isn't it? Orange Order celebrates the civil and religious privileges conferred on Protestants by William of Orange, the stadholder of the Dutch Republic, who became King of England, Scotland, and Ireland in the Glorious Revolution of 1688. The order regularly commemorates the victories of William III and his forces during the Williamite War in Ireland, especially in the 1690s, in the early 90s, especially the Battle of the Boyne. This is disgusting. They celebrate this shit. They celebrate this the colonialism and imperialism to this day. I'm not reading through that. Like, I'll put a link to the Wikipedia site, but some of this I'm just not going to read through because it's just they're proud of what we did in Ireland, the English, and the Associated Unionist forces, the disgusting stuff we did in Ireland, and they will defend them, and they'll defend that in Scotland. It's just. Throughout the 1780s, a sectarian tension had been building in County Armagh, largely due to the relaxation of the penal laws. Here, the number of Protestants and Catholics in what was then Ireland's most populous county were of roughly equal number, and competition between them to rent patches of land near markets was fierce. Drunken brawls between rival gangs had by 1786 become openly sectarian. These gangs were eventually reorganised as the Protestant Peeper Day Boys and the Catholic Defenders, with the next decade in County Armagh marked by fierce. Sorry, Armagh. I keep cutting that short. County Armagh, marked by fierce sectarian conflict between both groups, which escalated and spread into neighbouring counties. Again, I'll put the link to this in. Like, there's a lot of detail here of the, of the history. Okay. In the early 19th century, Orangemen were heavily involved in violent conflict with an Irish Catholic secret society called the Ribbonmen. One instance publicised in a 7th of October 1816 edition of the Boston Commercial Gazette included the murder of a Catholic priest and several members of the Congressional Dunriley. Any Irish or Scottish watchers want to correct me on that, or let me know. Dunriley Parish in County Cavan on the 25th of May 1816. According to the article, a number of Orangemen with arms rushed into the church and fired upon the congregation. And they celebrate this shit. On the 19th of July 1823, the Unlawful Oaths Bill was passed, banning all oath-bound societies in Ireland. This included the Orange Order, which had been dissolved and reconstituted. In 1825, a bill banning unlawful associations, largely directed at Daniel O'Connell and his Catholic Association, compelled the Orangemen once more to dissolve their association. When Westminster finally granted Catholic emancipation in 1829, Roman Catholics were free to take seats as MPs and take up various other positions of influence and power from which they had been excluded, and play a part in the framing of the laws of the land. The likelihood of Irish Catholic members holding the balance of power in Westminster Parliament further increased the alarm of Orangemen in Ireland, as O'Connell's repeal movement aimed to bring about a restoration of a separate Irish Parliament in Dublin, which would have a Catholic majority, thereby ending the Protestant ascendancy. From this moment on, the Orange Order re-emerged in a new and even more militant form. So, it's just the reactionaries. They've always been reactionaries. I mean, they have evolved. I was told that these guys haven't evolved over the years. Through this, I can see they've evolved. Like, there is an evolution here. But, my God, it's fucking awful. They've got an awful history, and they are proud of it. In 1836, the order was accused of plotting to place Ernest Augustus, Duke of Cumberland and Imperial Grand Master of the Orange Order, on the throne in place of Victoria when King William IV died. Once the plot was revealed, the House of Commons called upon the king to disband the order. Under pressure from Joseph Hume, William Molesworth and Lord John Russell, the king indicated measures would have to be taken, and the Duke of Cumberland was forced to dissolve the Orange Lodges. Hume laid evidence before the House of Commons of an approach in July 1832 to Lord Londonderry. A letter from Lieutenant Colonel W.B. Fairman, Deputy Grand Secretary of the Orange Institution in Great Britain, advised the Marquess that following a death of importance, the passing of the king, the Orangemen will abandon their policy of non-resistance to the present Popish cabinet. Sorry, it says Popish. It says Popish, but I'm not used to seeing the word. So for a second, my brain tried to say Popish, but there's no two P's in the middle of the word. So I had a bit of a brain fart for a second. Sorry about that. Popish cabinet and democratic ministry. The Parliamentary Reform Ministry of Earl Grey. Reapportioned constituencies to address the unequal distribution of votes, I take it. And that it might be political to join them. Londonderry demurred. He had no doubt that the Duke of Cumberland would be persuaded that the present state of liberal Whig feeling in this very Whig county entirely preclude the possibility of successful efforts at this juncture. Not entirely sure what they mean. In 1845, the ban was lifted again, but the notorious Battle of Dolly's Brae between the Orangemen and Ribbonmen in 1849 led to a ban on orange marches, which remained in place for several decades. This was eventually lifted after a campaign of disobedience led by William Johnston of Ballykilbeg, Sovereign Grand Master of the Royal Black Institution, a senior Orange fraternity. So, oh my god, this gets weird. They are weird. Since the Fenian organised... Fenian? A word Fenian served as an umbrella term for the Irish Republican Brotherhood, the IRB, and their affiliate in the United States. Okay, the Fenian Brotherhood. Interesting. Fenian organised funeral in Dublin for Terence McManus, who was a rebel. The Young Islander Rebellion of 1848, since the death for treason. Johnston had been asking if nationalists are allowed such mobilisation. Why are loyal Orangemen not allowed to march freely? Fuck's sake. On the Orange on the Orange 12th. The 12th is a primarily Ulster Protestant celebration held on the 12th of July. Oh, so this is what was mentioned earlier. So they literally just call it the Orange 12th. 1867, he forced the issue by leading a large procession of Orangemen from Bangor to Newtownards. I don't fucking know. In County Down. The contravention of the Party Procession Act in 1850, which prohibited open marching, organised parades and sectarian meetings in Ireland, earned him 2 months' prison sentence. The following year, as a standard bearer of the United Protestant Working Men's Association of Ulster, Johnston was returned to Parliament for Belfast. A revival. Orange Order was in decline in the late 19th century, however its fortunes revived in the 1880s after its embraced by the landlords in opposition to both the Irish Land League, organised tenant farmers in Ireland, resistance against against their landowners, fair enough, presided over by nationalist leader Charles Stewart Parnell, and Home Rule. The Home Rule movement was a movement that campaigned for self-government of Ireland within the United Kingdom, Great Britain and Ireland. It was dominant political movement of Irish nationalism from 1870 to the end of World War I. I think the Liberals tried to bring in Home Rule, wasn't it? Someone can let me know about that. In response to Gladstone's Liberals, first Irish Home Rule Bill in 1886, Colonel Edward Sanderson Saunderson was an Anglo-Irish landowner and prominent Irish Unionist politician. He led the Irish Unionist Alliance between 1891 and 1906. Looks a bit of a cold little bastard, if I'm honest, seeing the picture of him. A landowner who had represented Cavan as a liberal and ridiculed the order's big drums, donned an orange sash. Saunderson, who went on to lead the Irish Unionist Alliance (IUA) at Westminster, had concluded that the Orange Society is alone capable of dealing with the condition of anarchy and rebellion which prevail in Ireland. After Gladstone's first Home Rule Bill was defeated in the House of Commons on 8th of June 1886, Irish Home Rule MPs in the House accused the Order's Belfast Grand Master, the Church of Ireland rector. What the fuck is a rector? Okay. Richard Rutledge Kane of fomenting the violent rioting in Belfast that took 32 lives. Royal Irish Constabulary constables had been brought in from other parts of Ireland, and many of them Catholic, when revellers celebrating the defeat had begun attacking Catholic homes and businesses. Kane did not counter the rumour that they were on a punitive mission for the Liberal government, declaring that unless they were disarmed, 200,000 armed Orangemen would relieve them of their weapons. This is sick. Oh, there's actually a section here about where it says Labour in the Orange Order. Famously, when in 1880 part of its campaign for the 3 Fs, fair rent, fixity of tenure and free sale, and a resistance to evictions, the Land League organised the withdrawal of Labour from Captain Charles Boycott. Okay, it's maybe not what I thought it was. Yeah, it's not what I thought it was. I thought it was just talking about Labour Party. And let's see if I can find. Okay, so since 1921, there's a central place in Northern Ireland. I want to try and find Scotland. The stuff to do with Scotland. Because again, I like some of the stuff I've read out, I have kind of heard before, but it's just when I was younger. So like I don't. See, we know the general story here. You know, the Orange Order are not nice people. They're really not nice people. Just trying to find. Yeah, it's. They say that St. Patrick was not Roman Catholic. What? Alright then, whatever. Northern Ireland. I'm not finding a lot here on like Ulster in Scotland. Orange Order in Scotland. It's doing my head in. Related organisations. Association of Orange Women, Independent Orange Institution, Royal Black. Okay, so I have to look elsewhere. But that you know that gives a pretty decent. I mean that one there gives you a decent history on the Orange Order. The Grand Orange Lodge of Scotland is officially what it's called. That's why I couldn't find it. So let's have a look at this. I'll put a link to this in the description as well. The Grand Orange Lodge of Scotland, or Loyal Orange Institution of Scotland, Orange Order in Scotland. The Orange Order is the oldest and biggest Protestant fraternity in Scotland. The Orange Order institution was an official participant in the 2014 independence referendum. Really? 15,000 members in the Scottish Lowlands, apparently. Brought to Scotland in 1798 by soldiers returning from service in Ulster, and its membership was soon swelled by large numbers of Ulster Protestant immigrants. As such, Scottish branch has strong links with Northern Ireland and Ulster unionism/loyalism. During the Troubles, the lodges were accused of having links with loyalist paramilitaries. That does not fucking surprise me. The order is best known for its yearly marches, the biggest of which are held around the 12th of July. So, Orange Order in Scotland, let's have a look. In the early 17th century, following the 9 Years' War, the Irish province of Ulster was colonised by Protestant settlers from Britain. Most of the colonists came from the Scottish Lowlands and northern England. This scheme was supported by the British monarchy as a way of controlling the mainly Catholic and Gaelic province. This was another wave of Scottish migration to Ulster during there was another wave of Scottish migration to Ulster during the Scottish famine of the 1690s. Fucking hell. The 7 ill years, also known as the 7 lean years, is the term used for a period of widespread and prolonged famine in Scotland during the 1690s. Okay, now. In the Glorious Revolution of 1688, the Catholic King James VII of Scotland and James II of England was overthrown and replaced by the Dutch-born Protestant King William of Orange. This led to a war in Ireland and rebellion in the Scottish Highlands. The mainly Protestant armies of William, the Williamites, defeated the mainly Catholic armies of James, the Jacobites. The Orange Order was founded in Ulster. We know about that. Scotland. Okay, in 1798, Protestant British soldiers from Scotland were sent to Ireland to help suppress an Irish Republican rebellion. These soldiers fought alongside Orange militiamen, and when they returned to Scotland, they founded Scotland's first Orange lodges. The Scottish Orange Order grew swiftly in the early 1800s when there was an influx of working-class Ulster Protestant immigrants into the Scottish Lowlands. Many of these immigrants saw themselves as returning to the land of their forefathers. Okay. There was also a wave of Irish Catholic immigration into the Lowlands in this period, especially during the Great Famine. Anyone who doesn't know what Great Famine is, you should go and check that out. It's one of the most impactful things to happen Irish history. To gain an upper hand in their new home and to differentiate themselves from the Irish Catholics, the Irish Protestants showed their loyalty to king and country through the medium of the Orange Order. The first Orange March in Scotland was held in Glasgow on the 12th of July 1821. It was accompanied by sectarian unrest between Protestants and Catholics. What a shock. The Scottish Orange Order leaders forged informal alliances with anti-popery. That's another one. Popery. I've heard of potpourri. You know, the stuff you burn and makes a funny smell. But potpourri? The anti-popery Tories who opposed Catholic emancipation in 1829 and parliamentary reform in 1831. So it's opposition to Scottish independence has long opposed Scotland becoming independent from the United Kingdom. July 2001 interview with the Sunday Herald, Jack Ramsay, the General Secretary of the General Orange Lodge of Scotland, warned that if Scotland became an independent country, the Orange Order might oppose it by becoming a paramilitary force. Okay, that's kind of scary. On the 24th of March 2007, about 12,000 Orangemen from Scotland and other parts of the UK marched in Edinburgh to celebrate the 300th anniversary of the Acts of Union in 1707. This culminated in a rally where its leaders attacked the SNP and Scottish independence. The leader of the Orange Order, after decades of decline in Scotland, made a short-lived recovery in its membership between 2006 and 2009. In October 2009, the Orange Order again declared its strong opposition to the Scottish National Party and the Scottish independence. Traditionally supportive of the Scottish Conservative Party as well as the Scottish Unionist Party, there's a Scottish Unionist Party? Which was founded by members of the Orange Order who opposed the Anglo-Irish Agreement. In 2009, the Order in Scotland vowed to support unionism, even if that meant turning their coats and assisting their political opponents in the Scottish Labour Party. I'm getting it now. I wonder why this was so fucked up. Like, I wonder why I found this so offensive. It's because they've always been, like, since Labour came about, they've always been opponents of Scottish Labour. From what I gather here. So they basically go, look, we're gonna have to support Scottish Labour Party elections as well. Oh, I don't like this. In 2012, as a response to the upcoming 2014 Scottish independence referendum, the Orange Order of Scotland set up its own group called British Together to campaign for a no vote, stating that it will come as no surprise to most that the Orange Order in Scotland is fervently opposed to the breakup of the United Kingdom. Ever since the first Orange Lodges were constituted in Scotland in 1797, we have committed to a United Kingdom headed by a constitutional monarchy. In 2014, it then officially registered as a permitted participant in the Scottish referendum campaign. It held a major anti-independence rally in Edinburgh on 13th of September 2014, 5 days before the referendum. There have long been links between the Orange Order in Scotland and Protestant Ulster loyalists within Northern Ireland. After the onset of troubles, many Scottish Orangemen began giving support to loyalist militant groups such as the Ulster Defence Association. In the early years of the Troubles, the Order's Grand Secretary in Scotland, John Adam, toured Orange Orange Lodges for volunteers to go to Ulster to fight. Honestly, I'm disgusted. I'm actually disgusted. Again, I will put a link to that in the description for my video. I like the fact that a member is 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 in Labour Party. I'm fucking disgusted. So, the person who I've been told is a member of this is Jackie Bailey. So I'm just having a look to see if I can find this. Scottish Labour, born in British Hong Kong, mother Scottish, father Portuguese, went to private school, University of Strathclyde, resource centre manager, Strathkelvin District Council, Community Economic Development Manager at the Barton Council. Okay. Scottish Labour, Social Minister for Social Justice. She supported the invasion of Iraq in 2003. Opposed the minimum pricing of alcohol, being unconvinced about the overall benefits. Okay. He held the position of Scottish Labour for Health, Scottish Labour spokesman for Health in the shadow cabinet of Ian Gray, 2011. And then she became Scottish Labour spokesman for Social Justice and Welfare, 2013. 2014, stood for First Minister's, stood in for Johann Lamont. Johann Lamont? First Minister's questions. Lamont was attending the funeral of veteran Labour politician Tony Benn. Also stood in FMQs following Lamont's resignation. I don't see anything here about the Orange Order. Although, obviously with what I saw earlier, it wouldn't surprise me. Leader. So her seat was the only seat to have voted Labour for the entirety of the devolved era, apparently, with Dumbarton. Okay. Her victory, something you want a recovery, not a referendum. We want us to prioritise our jobs, the economy, whatever. Bailey was appointed Dane Commander of the Order of the British Empire. No. not seeing anything about the Orange Order, I have to admit. Not on here, anyway. I wonder. In the last one, in the last article, in the Wikipedia article we were reading about the Labour Party in Scotland, no, sorry, the Orange Order in Scotland, they were saying how they say they started to support the Labour Party, so I can believe that Jackie Baillie is a member of the Orange Order, but I do want to actually see if that's correct. I'm not seeing anything about the Orange Order. I specifically put it in. I'm not seeing it. This is suspicious. This is a little bit suspicious. I think if people want to send me links, show me how that she's in the Orange Order, I'd be very grateful, because I can't find anything telling me that she's part of the Orange Order. However, again, I will reiterate that given what I've just read about the Orange Order switching its support to turning their coats and starting to support Labour as another, because they're another unionist party. I'm not seeing anything to do with the Orange Order and Jackie Baillie, I have to admit. Thousands sign a petition to retract Jackie Baillie's damehood. Interesting. What's this about? Apparently she got it for, in part, having put the good of the country first. Coming as one of the honours handed out in the King's birthday list, Baillie was made a Dame Commander of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire, the first sitting MSP to be handed such a title, but now a petition on change.org has reached over 5,000 signatures calling for the title to be retracted. John Paul Warlow, who started it, said the country's damehood, peerages and knighthoods were once given to people who deserved it. This appointment is doing nothing but adding an already damaged award system. The damehood must be retracted and condemned in the most strongest possible terms. Giving her reason for signing, Pauline McCormack from Bellshill said Jackie Baillie has done immeasurable damage in Scotland, voting against feeding children, voting to pollute our waters with nuclear waste. Although I sometimes agree with her, she always demands answers except from her own party, said George Duffy. Lynn Burns said, I believe people in positions of public service should lead by example. This is the wrong kind of example. Why is she being honoured? Like, I didn't get much out of that. The only thing it said, the only person who said anything of anything that might give me some information was Pauline McCormack, voting against feeding children, voting to pollute our waters with nuclear waste. I'll have to have a look at that. I'm not denying that that's the case. I'll have to have a look at that. But like George Duffy and Lynn Barnes, like, it's just okay. Give me evidence as to why she needs this taken away. The National hasn't actually given me evidence. It's just given me feels. That's not great. I was expecting the National to give me something better than that. Worst gaffes. The Scottish MSP as Scottish Labour MSP. This is in 2020 though. What the fuck? Oh, come on. What the hell? Oh, they're keeping it behind the paywall. Huh. So I can't even see what Jackie Bailey's worst gaffes are as Scottish Labour MSP because the National is keeping it behind a paywall. Well, that's illuminating. Okay, I'm not seeing it. If someone wants to send me a link or something proving that Jackie Bailey is a member of the Orange Order, please do so. Or if anyone else from Labour is a member of the Orange Order, please do so. I'm not happy that the Orange Order supports has given its support to the Labour Party in Scotland. And if it's true, Jackie Bailey or others are members of the Orange Order and are in Labour, I'm not going to be happy about this either. Because the ethos of the group should be against what Labour is. Or what Labour's supposed to stand for. So, yeah, I'm not happy about this. Let me know what you guys think. This was a lot longer than I was expecting. But I didn't get around to it yesterday because I was a bit busy yesterday. And yeah, if the Orange Order's is supporting Labour and they've got members in the Labour Party, I'm fucking disturbed. Let me know what you guys think. My shield at your backs, guys. Angry Badger is also angry about this. Give your support to Angry Badger. In a bit, guys.